Someone asks what I meant by a luminous life. So let's get into that in this video. So luminous, meaning shining or brightness, this radiance, as if you are seeing the objective world, but it's almost transparent in the way that there's a luminosity to everything, that there's this brightness, that something is, this light is radiating, it's permeating through the objects. That prior, there was just objects. The trees, the clouds, the animals, the homes, the people. But after awakening, there's a luminosity to all things. All things are an expression of the one essence. So another way to say it is that you are seeing the essence in all things. So it's as if there's a deeper seeing. Or I guess you could say that there's the clarity that you're now seeing the oneness of everything. That yes, there's infinite expressions, but there's only one essence. So in any expression, the plant, the computer, the dog, the tree, you are recognizing the one essence. Now, you are not apart from that essence. That essence is what you are. So sometimes even on the journey, there's a very subtle sense of separation. Even when we say things like that you're seeing God in all things, or you're seeing God in everyone, or you're seeing love in these objects. And some express this in a way that there's still a subtle separation, because they say it as if they're a person that's seeing God, that you are separate from God. It's a very nice expression at that point, but there's still subtle separation being experienced. I really see the love in you, but that's coming from an I that believes to be a person. Yeah, I see the goodness in you. I see the innocence in you. I see the beauty in you. But who's saying that? It's because beauty can only recognize beauty. Innocence can only recognize innocence. God can only recognize God. Love can only see love. Anything else would be the wrong idea of yourself. And that wrong idea would be what's creating that sense of separation. So it is a stage, this subtle sense of separation. It's the subtlest. It's the highest. I don't like talking like this. It's the highest. It's the highest that the separate self activity can go, and it would be the most devotional you could get as the apparent separate self activity. And it's not knocking it in no way. It's actually, it's very beautiful. It's very beautiful because you still have this sense of separation, but it's like the beloved. It's like there's this relationship. I'm seeing God, I'm serving God, but you still feel like you're a person serving God. To see God everywhere is beautiful. And to see that you're serving God, that all activities are, it's a devotion, it's a devotional service to God. You're out for dinner, you're tipping God. You see a homeless person, you're serving God. You're cutting someone's grass, doing their yard work, you're serving God. So it's not knocking it at in any way. It's just pointing out there's just a subtle sense of separation. And a lot of times this comes from very strong conditioning for even those who have grown up with a very religious conditioning, that it just feels too, what's the word here? Like blasphemous, if that's a word, to say that. It just, the conditioning is so strong that it just feels wrong. There's still a sense of like unworthiness that's preventing. There's still something left that's preventing you from realizing what you actually are, because you are not apart from God. So even to say that you see God in everyone, it may be coming from a holy person. I'm such a holy person that I see God in everyone. I feel so blessed to see God in everyone. It must be that I'm such a purified person to see the innocence in everyone. It's still coming from this very subtle, although this person conditioning is very thin, there's just still some remnants of that identity of being the person, that's still holding on to this identity as being separate. That why is there God in everyone except for you? Why would God limit itself? It shows up in everyone except for right here. The infinite God. Well, except for right here in this little corner of the universe. So it's one of those things that there's typically some very strong conditioning there that just kind of feels like it's just not right. I can't say I am God. And you'll find that to some people, it's like there's no problem with it. But if you look, it's like there's no problem because it's like they didn't have that upbringing, that religious upbringing, that religious conditioning. And a lot of times it's that religious conditioning that is the limitation, right? All conditioning is a limitation, and that's what's still being experienced, is that limitation. Because the liberation is really the liberation from limitations. And as beautiful as it is, this dual devotion, devoted to something else, it's a beautiful way to live. But it's just pointing out there's just some subtle separation, that the highest devotion is simply being yourself. Because what you are is love. So the love that you see in all is the love that you are. Because there's no separation. That everything is made of love, and you are that love, and only love exists. Hopefully this helps. See you in the next one.